Welcome to the channel and welcome to this 2,500 point game between Imperial Guard and Death Guard. The Astra Militarum are here, the Cadians are here, the 7th, 71st Regiment are defending this chapel to St. Palentus, and the Death Guard are coming to take it from them. Who will be the best guard, the Imperial Guard or the Death Guard? Will the chapel to St. Palentus fall, or will the Death Guard warband, my Death Guard warband, known as the end of all things, be able to desecrate this place? We are playing a Maelstrom of War game from the chapter approved book. This is called Tactical Gambit. You generate 4 cards a turn every single term, and then you nominate how many of those cards you think you're going to score. You can't say 0, but you can say 1, 2, 3, 4. And so say I generate 4 cards and I say I'm going to score 2 of them, and if I score 2 or 3 or 4, then I get 2 points. You don't get D3 or anything like that. You get the points that you say you're going to score. If I fail to score those points, then my opponent will get 2 points. You can say that you're going to score, you draw 4 cards. You can say you're going to score 1, and hopefully you'll score 1 and get 1 point, but you can never say you're going to score 0, because of course if I say I'm going to score 1 and I get 0 of those cards in a turn, then my opponent will get 1 point. You declare the number of cards you're gonna go for, the tactical gambit you're gonna go for, before you draw the cards as well. You can't pull them and then call it, you call it and then you pull the cards. And we're playing frontline assault. The Death Guard will be deployed on this side, the Astra Militarum deployed on that side. Frontline assault is that one where the angle goes in a bit like a arrowhead on this side and this side. I think it's only 6 inches up on the edge, and then it goes to a point. And there's 1 tactical objective in my deployment zone. There's 2 in the guards. There's 1 there, 1 there, and there's 3 in no man's land. This cathedral has turned out to be, this chapel has turned out to be a very crucial place, because there's 1 here as well as that one. There's 1 in the doorway, so there's 3 surrounding this chapel. There's 1 way out here in no man's land at the side. These terrain features, this will count as cover if your unit is entirely within one of these terrain pieces, be it a crater or on the rubble and overgrown terrain here, then you will get the benefit of cover. There's some large line of sight and blocking terrain in the middle of the table, and the guard of course have brought lots and lots of guns. The Cadian 7th, 71st have brought a Baneblade with them. They have brought a super heavy with them. So this will be an uphill battle for the end of all things, my warband. And appearing on the channel again is Tom. Say hello, Tom.
Vengeance for Cadia!
Vengeance for Cadia! Let's go and have a look at these armies. Right, there's 2,500 points worth of Nurgle goodness. There's 3 battalions here, which gives me 12 command points. 3 for each battalion and 3 at the start as well. There's 2 Death Guard battalions and a Nurgle Demon battalion. This is the Nurgle Demon battalion. It's got 2 heralds and 3 units of Nurglings. They're not called heralds anymore. They're called Poxbringers. And I've given them the psychic powers, the Shriveling Pox. They've both got the same thing, so remember to do it at some point. And basically you target an enemy unit, and that unit, within 18-inch range, that unit loses 1 to its toughness. You could technically do this to the Baneblade as well. Baneblade's a toughness 8. Chuck it out at them and they'll become a toughness 7 Baneblade. Or I could chuck it out on some Imperial Guardsmen and make them toughness 2, which means my bolt guns will be wounding them on 2s instead of 3s. So Shriveling Pox as well as Smite, some Nurglings there as well. That's 1 battalion. This is the other battalion here, and my Warlord of the army is a Demon Prince with his sword. Fluffy is back. He has got the Warlord trait, Revoltingly Resilient. Gives him a 4 up Disgustingly Resilient, rather 5 up Disgustingly Resilient. 2 Milliglint Payclasters here. They've both got Putrescent Vitality and Miasma of Pestilence psychic powers. Again, given all my psychers the same psychic powers, because then I remember to do it at some point. Fluffy's got the Miasma of Pestilence as well. Just so I remember to pull it off. Basically, I'm going to be casting a lot of Smite, so I don't think I'll be doing many other psychic powers. Poxwalkers, 3 units of Poxwalkers. That's the 2nd battalion, and this is the last battalion here. The Brothers Grimm are back. I'm giving this guy the Suppurating Plate Relic. That will come into, when it comes into effect, I'll let you know. This guy, non-converted one's got no extras, but they've got their 2 Plague Reapers. They are tough as nails. and then 2 plague burst crawlers, 2 fetid bloat drones, and 4 units of plague marines. Now they've got 2 units of 7 and 2 units of 5. The units of 7 have got blight launchers, and the units of 5 have got plasma guns. So lots and lots of troops here, lots of objectives secured there. Lots of objectives secured there because they're troops. Lots of objectives secured there. Lots of troops all over the place. The ability to take objectives away from my opponent if I get onto these objective points. Lots of units spreading out and spreading forward all over the place. Not a lot of range in this army. I'm going to need to get up close and get up personal with the Cadians as quickly as I can. Let's go and have a look at the Cadians. Right, this is 2,500 points of Cadian's finest, the 7th, 71st. It's a battalion, a spearhead, and it's led by Creed himself, which gives an extra 2 command points, so that's 9 command points to spend. Right, what have you got in this army, Tom? What am I looking at here?
Well, it's led by Creed.
Yes.
Who is a grand strategist.
Yes.
So every time I use a command point, I get it back on a 5+.
Okay, brilliant.
I'm also taking a tank commander.
Yes.
And he has the relic, which is Krovos Aquila.
Easy to say, yes.
Yes. So every time my opponent uses a token,
yep,
I get it back on a 5+.
Okay, so a 1 in 3rd chance of getting your command points back with him, a 1 in 3rd chance of stealing command points off me when I use them, and I got 12 to play with. So you shouldn't run out of command points. You should be able to spend them like toffee.
Hopefully, yeah.
Okay.
And tank commander's got a Vanquisher cannon,
yes,
las cannon, and 2 multi-mounted side sponsors.
Okay.
Next up is Pask.
This is Pask, isn't
Yes.
it?
Pask with a Punisher.
Yeah.
2 multi-mounted and a las cannon turret gun.
Okay.
For troops, I've got 2 units of Tempestus Scions.
Yeah.
1 unit has got 2 multi-melters.
Yeah.
And melter guns are in a Torx Prime.
Okay.
And it's got all the weapons, the Gatling cannon, the auto cannons.
It's WYSIWYG, yeah?
Yeah, it's WYSIWYG.
Okay.
Another squad which would be deep striking with 2 plasma guns and a plasma pistol.
Nice.
And I've also got 2 10-man just guard squads just
Normal
to make the
troops.
troops. Yeah.
So that's your 4 troops. That gives you definitely a battalion. Any special weapons or goodness in these guys?
They have bare bones.
Meat shields, huh?
Exactly. And objective securers.
Object secured, right, okay.
I have a Hellhound with the
Yes.
with the Inferno cannon and a heavy flamer.
Yes.
I have a Tech Priest.
Right, to heal some vehicles.
Yeah.
So it's D3 a turn, right?
As long as we're within 3 inches of that vehicle, yes.
He can heal D3. Can he do that to the Baneblade?
Yeah.
Nice, okay.
I also have a unit of 4 Bolgrins.
Yeah.
With Bolgren Mauls and a 2+ armor save.
Because of the shields, it gives them a 2 up.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Nice, nice.
I've got a squadron of 2 Wyverns with heavy bolters.
Yep, that's 1 squadron there.
It's 1 squadron, yes.
Okay.
I have a Manticore with a heavy bolter.
That's the strength 10 goodness. I like it.
And I have a squadron of 2 Layman Rustlers with Demolisher cannons and 3 heavy flamers each. Good luck charging that.
Okay. So squadrons, they can go off in their own directions now, right? I believe.
Yeah. You all need to deploy them within, I think, 6 inches of each other.
Yeah. So 7th edition and previously, they would have to stay within coherency, 4-inch coherency as they moved around the battle grid. But now they just need to be deployed together, and then they can split off all over the place, and they can shoot at separate things as well.
Exactly. Save drops. Save drops.
Save drops.
And last but not least, I've got a Baneblade.
Right.
It's got a Baneblade cannon.
Yes.
A Demolisher cannon.
Yes.
An auto cannon.
Yes.
A twin heavy bolter.
Yes.
2 las cannons.
Yes.
And 2 twin heavy bolters.
Right. It's got all the guns.
Yeah.
That Demolisher cannon is the same as these ones, right?
Exactly.
That's a strength 10, big, nasty thing.
Oh no, you won't be worried about this, not that.
I'm not, yeah.
A flat 3 damage is pretty nice.
You have a lot of armour. Essentially, what you've got here is a high toughness army, because they're toughness 8. That's toughness 8. The Demolishers, there's a lot of high toughness in this army for me to get through. But it is a very sit and shoot army. Apart from these guys deep striking in, there's not a lot of tricks to this. I imagine you're going to stay back and try and blow the crap out of me.
That's the plan.
It's going to be very interesting. Right, let's go on to deployment. Okay, this is what we look like after deployment. The Cadians beat me to the punch by a long way. I think I've got about 24 units. They've got 14 or so. And in frontline assault, it's got this weird diagonal thing going on. So you can kind of see where the deployment zone is. In this Rhino, I've got 2 units of 5 Plague Marines. In this unit, a unit of 7 Plague Marines and both Malignant Plague Casters. That's the last unit of Plague Marines there. My Demon Prince of Nurgle is next to the 2 Plague Burst Crawlers and Poxwalkers along the front rank. I put a unit of Nurglings up the table. You can put them anywhere you want, so long as they're 9 inches away from an enemy deployment zone. Another unit of Nurglings there. Now, I'm definitely going to lose first blood in this game because I have got lots and lots of units and the Guard have got lots and lots of guns. But if I manage to go first, then potentially these Nurglings could then move forward and assault one of those units of tanks and prevent them shooting for 1 turn before they get utterly smushed. So that's the point of putting them all the way up there. Maybe some chance to deny some of the shooting back again. And I've overloaded this way because I was waiting and waiting and waiting, knowing that the Cadians would drop all of the drops first. And the Baneblade got stuck up on this side of the battle grid there. So essentially what I was trying to do was using the Chapel of St. Palentus as a large line of sight blocking terrain piece to avoid the Baneblade from blowing away large portions of my army. Now there is a doorway there, and you can draw a line of sight from any part of the model, and it has got something Behemoth. Anyway, it can move a long way and still shoot at full ballistic skill. Previously, before the Codex dropped, as soon as it moved, it would be hitting on 5s. Because it typically hits on 4s, but it has grinding advance, that's the rule. As soon as it moves, it doesn't suffer the penalty for moving and shooting with heavy weapons. So potentially in 2 turns, it could get here and start laying down fire all the way across the line into my castle. But my castle shouldn't be there in turn 2, it should be in the middle of the chapel. And this is where the Guard have lined up. We've got Pask front and centre with some troops scattered around, the artillery on this side. And there is 1 unit of Scion's deep striking in. And I've got both of my Lords of Contagion deep striking in. I've done that every single game so far, dropping them in from up above. I think the reason why I keep doing that is because my army has got not a lot of mobility to it. It's yes, there's some vehicles, and yes, I can trudge forward, and yes, I've got the Nurglings, but apart from that, there's no flyers here. There's the fetid bloat drones, but there's no really fast units, and having the ability to drop in with a couple of Lords of Contagion onto objectives, say, for example, or to harass some of the outlier troops for the Cadian seems to be a powerful tactic, and I've used it in a couple of battle reports. So I'm going to be using it in this battle report. Right, so we are deployed, ready for this game of Tactical Gambit, ready to see who can achieve as many orders as High Command set out for them. But in the meantime, we need to roll off to see who goes first. So the way this works is you get +1 to this dice roll, and I just get a dice roll. So let me roll my dice first to build the tension up, and let's see what I get. I get a 4, so let's see what you get. See if you can go
5 or
first.
6. No.
You get a 2. So I actually go first, unless you steal from me, and stealing's bad. You shouldn't want to steal. Don't steal, Tom.
Vengeance for Cadia.
No stealing the initiative. So the Death Guard actually go first. I don't think I've ever gone first yet. Vengeance for Cadia will have to wait, my friend, as the end of all things advance into the chapel. In this game of Tactical Gambit, I told High Command that I would be able to achieve 2 orders this turn, and my orders are hold the line supremacy, mission critical objective 1, and defend objective 1. Here we are after the movement phase for the end of all things. I am holding the line. I've got 3 units back in my deployment zone, and I have got supremacy. There's an objective there, there, and there. So I am achieving those 2 orders that I told High Command that I would, and so that would be 2 points at the end of this turn. And here we are after the movement. Lots of getting out and advancing here. I was within inch the relevant range of the Noxious Blightbringer, so you can roll 2d6 when you advance within, I think it's 6 or 7 inches of him, and then pick the highest. So the Poxwalker's advancing, the unit of Plague Marines that got out of this Rhino here advancing, and both of the Malignant Plaguecasters advancing. That gets me all the way up in smite range and shooting range of Pask in his Punisher there, and both of the Heralds which came running through the walls are also in smite range of Pask in his Punisher Layman Russ battle tank. Remember, only infantry units can move through ruins and walls and windows and things like that, whereas these Rhinos, they can't. go through there. We're going to have to go all the way around. A vehicle will be able to get through there, but the other vehicles and monsters will have to go around the chapel. They can't go through. So this is going to be very restrictive as the game goes on and on and on. Anyway, they're pushing up there to try and do some damage to Pask. Another unit here moving forward. There's still the 2 units of 5 in that Rhino. And then round here, one of the units of Nurglings has pushed forward, hoping to make a first turn charge so I can shut down those demolishers from shooting. I also advanced both of the fetid bloat drones. You notice from the placement that I'm trying to put a lot of wall between me and the Baneblade, which is on the other side of the chapel over there. So with the end of all things advancing through the chapel, let's go on to the psychic phase. Starting off the psychic phase, this little chap here put putrescent vitality on this unit of Plague Marines. That's +1 strength, +1 toughness. So toughness 6 Plague Marines now. And now he's smiting, and Pask is in range. I need a warp charge value of 5. And that's a 7. You don't have any psychic defense, right? No. So this is D3 mortal wounds on Pask. And that's 2 mortal wounds on Pask straight away. And now the second Malignant Plague Caster is going to do Miasma of Pestilence on them. So not only will their toughness go up, but this means it's -1 to hit them. It is a warp charge value of 6. So that's Miasma of Pestilence. That's -1 to hit them. Most guys shooting hits on 4s. And now it will be hitting on 5s on this lead unit of Plague Marines. And he will be smiting Pask. And that's a 7. That passes. D3 mortal wounds. That's 3 mortal wounds. Right, now we've got some more smiting coming on because of these 2 heralds here. There is a beta rule for smite coming up. They're going to be trying it at the Las Vegas Open, and the way it works is every time it's a warp charge value of 5, and then the second time you cast it, it'll be warp charge value 6, then a warp charge value 7, then a warp charge value 8. But those rules are still in beta test at the moment. They're not live as it stands. So we're just using smite as it exists. Right, the first herald is actually closer to that tank, not Pask, because the herald's a bit over that way, and that tank that's a warp charge value of 5 for smite, so that passes. That tank takes D3 mortal wounds, just 1. But the one at the back there, that herald there, is closer to Pask, so smiting again, and that's an 8, so that passes. D3 mortal wounds, and that's 2 more mortal wounds on Pask, and that's a lot of smiting over and done with. Fluffy's back here. He's out of range. That's the end of the psychic phase. How many left on Pask?
Pask has 5 wounds left.
5 left. That was quite tasty. Right, onto the shooting phase. There's 2 blight launchers in that squad. They're assault weapons. I'm going to fire at Pask. And so instead of hitting on 3s, I'm hitting on 4s because I ran forward. That's only 1 hit. Strength 6, toughness 8. Doesn't wound. Now, apart from that, the only thing left in range and in line of sight in my entire army are these 2 Plague Burst Crawlers here. Now, I need to have a look and see if I can target Pask through a hole in the window. And this one here can. There's a hole there. He can see Pask. So this one will fire all of his guns at Pask. And this other one will fire down the table at the one holding the relic down there. Okay, this one firing at Pask. Heavy Slugger in the front. Hits on 4s. That's all 2 hits. And strength 5, toughness 8, wounds on 5s. That's a wound at -1, sir. Ooh, and you're okay. And then the 2 entropy cannons on the side. These are 36-inch range, but I'm about 30 inches away from Pask. These hit on 4s. 1 hit. And it's strength 8, toughness 8. So I need a 4 to wound. And I'm going to command point that. Let's command point it. And I don't wound. Did you get my command point?
No.
No. Then the Plague Burst Mortar on top is heavy D6. So that's 5 shots. That's quite nice. But it does hit on 4s, this thing. I didn't move. If I'd moved, I'd be hitting on 5s because it is a heavy weapon. So 4s to hit.
Nice.
I'm re-rolling 1s because a Greater Demon Prince is within 6 inches. So in the end, 4 hits, look. This is strength 8. Toughness 8, force to wound.
Ooh.
No wounds whatsoever. Pask lives. With shells raining around him, his holy armour stands firm. Meanwhile, the other Plague Burst Mortar fires across the battle at the other tank commander here. Will he be so lucky? I am in range. Heavy Slugger, force to hit, 1 hit. Strength 5, 5s to wound. Doesn't wound. The 2 entropy cannons hitting on 4s. Both hit. Nice. Strength 8, toughness 8. Forced to punch through the armor. 1 punches through the armor. It is -4 AP, so no armor save on that Lehman Russ battle tank. It goes straight through, and it does D6 damage.
Oh,
That's 6 damage. That's a critical shot. Good shot. Will the Plague Burst Mortar be able to damage it as well? D6 shots, only 2. Hitting on 4s. 1 hit, strength 8, toughness 8. Doesn't wound. And as the smoke clears, that's the end of the shooting phase. No first blood. So the only thing left to do is these Nurglings are going to charge in on that squadron. Both of those Lehman Russ demolishers there will do the overwatch off camera. And when the flame and the smoke clears, 1 Nurgling base remaining makes it into contact with these 2 Lehman Russ demolishers, doing nothing to them, not even scratching the paintwork. But they get to hit back. Can they kill it? Very important that it gets killed, otherwise they won't be able to shoot. They'll have to fall back and not fire, so it needs to kill it. 6 is to hit, right?
Yep.
No hits at all. No hits at all. And that's the end of turn 1 for the end of all things. First blood has not been drawn. Only 2 orders achieved for the end of all things. So that's 2 points to 0. A couple of Lehman Russ battle tanks are steaming, and those demolishers will not be able to shoot this turn. And I have got some ball control. I have pushed up the table. How will the Cadian 7th, 71st respond? Let's find out in Cadian's turn 1. Before flipping the cards over, Tom told High Command that he would be able to achieve 2 objectives, and his objectives are secure objective 4, 5 and 6 and assassinate, kill one of the characters. Here we are after the guard movement phase, the Bane Blade crunching through the scenery on this side of the table, ready to bring its guns to bear. Remember, there are 2 windows there, doorways there it can fire through. So its firepower will be astronomical. However, Tom will not be able to score these 2 points, which means I'll get 2 points at the end of the turn, because there's objective 5, 4 and 6 is there. That's 3 of the objectives that he needs to score. And the last one is kill a character. So even if he manages to kill one of these characters in and amongst my units, he will not be able to get on these 3 objectives that he needs to get, which means he won't get 2 points in this tactical gambit game, which means the Death Guard will steal those 2 points from him. However, there's an easy first blood coming up. There's a Nurgling unit on 1 wound left. As discussed, the demolishers won't be able to shoot this turn because they fell back. Pask is also pulling back, with the normal guardsman running around him ready to screen him. Pask moving at half speed, so the main gun will fire twice. And then other vehicles on this flank holding still. He is in range of the things that he wants to shoot at down here. So let's move on to the guard shooting phase.
The tech priest will gain D3 wounds on Pask.
1. Do you want a command point there?
No, I will use the command point that regains a wound to a vehicle.
Okay, so roll a dice if you get that back.
So
yes, you do. So 2 command points back on Pask, puts him back up to what, 7?
7, which is what he hits an all-blister skill as.
So he's no longer crippled.
Nope.
Tech priest working away furiously there. That's good stuff. Starting off the shooting phase, Creed ordered that back unit to fire twice, and they cleared away the Nurgling, scoring first blood, and he also ordered this unit to fire twice. Now, they would be hitting on 5s against the Plague Marines here, so instead they targeted the Poxwalkers here and managed to clear away 3 of the Poxwalkers. That's the small arms done. Next up, Pask issuing the order, gunners kill on sight to himself, which means he gets to re-roll hit rolls of 1. Pask normally hits on 2s. His multi-melters and turret gun are firing at this Plague Marine unit, so he'll be hitting on 3s because they have miasma of pestilence. But the las cannon is firing across and down and smacking into this Plague Burst crawler here. He shot at Pask. Pask is shooting back. Pask moved, so he's hitting on 3s instead of 2s now, but re-rolling 1s. So hitting on 3 with the las cannon, and that's a hit. Strength 9, toughness 8. And that's a wound. It'll burn straight through the armor. I need a 5-up demon save, which I make. So the las cannon, the demonic engine, stands firm. And now we have 20 shots coming in at the Plague Marines.
Multi-melters first.
Multi-melters first, okay. 3s to hit because you're heavy and you moved. Re-rolling 1s, nope. And strength 8, toughness 6 doesn't wound. So the multi-melters don't do anything. Now 20 shots with the Punisher cannon. Grinding advance, that's it. So you can
One
move
miss.
just one miss with a reroll. So you're hitting on 2s, you don't get the negative for moving and firing.
Strength 5.
Strength 5, toughness 6 at the moment because I've got that psychic power on me. So 5s to wound.
Only 3 wounds. Wow.
Only 3 wounds. And I am in a ruin. I'm an infantry unit in a ruin, so I do currently have a 2-up save. And I failed 2 of them. 2 5-up disgustingly resilience. No, 2 plague marines die. And with grinding advance, you get to do this all again.
Exactly, yes.
So 2s again to hit. And re-rolling 1s.
Better this time.
And then 5s, that's everything hits that time. And then 5s to wound.
Everything wounds, hopefully.
Not everything, please. Not everything.
Very unlikely if it did. So that's 1, 2,
That's
3,
better.
4, 5.
5.
That's statistical.
5 2-up saves. I'm going to roll Snake Eyes again.
Wow.
3 1s. 3 5-up disgustingly resilience. I make 2 of them. So in the end, 3 plague marines get brought down. Next up, the Bane Blade is firing. So Tomatus used 2 stratagems. 1, Vengeance for Cadian, so will re-roll hit rolls and wound rolls. And he's also using overlapping fields of fire. So long as you've done a wound to a unit, you now have +1 to hit. And the only thing you can see, because of the statue in the way, and because of the doorways there, the only thing that the Bane Blade can actually see is this unit of Plague Marines. Bane Blade Cannon, heavy 3d6 shots. Wow. So 17 shots would be hitting on 4s, but up to hitting on 3s because of that stratagem, down to hitting on 4s again because of Miasma of Pestilence. But 17 shots coming in.
That was fortunate for me.
And you get to reroll. Only 5 hits, here's the reroll. That's a bit better. 13 hits in the end, strength 9, toughness 6, wounding on 3s. With a reroll because of Vengeance for Cadian. Now that's pretty good. What's the AP value of a Baneblade main gun?
-3, 3 damage.
-3. So there's 12 to roll for. I'm in a 2-up because I'm in ruins. -3 gets me to a 5-up. Which doesn't really help very much. I saved 5 of them. 5. And each of these does 3 damage?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so disgustingly resilient. 1's dead. 2's dead. 3's dead. 4's dead, just. 5's dead. That's the unit. They're dead. Everyone's dead, Dave. You wiped them out. So with a thump, massive ordnance explodes in the Death Guard lines, clearing away those Plague Marines. Then from this side of the battle grid across to here, the Taurox Prime unloaded on the Nurglings, killing off 2 of the Blazers, leaving 1 left. Now onto the second tank commander, this guy ordering himself again, gunners kill on sight, so he's re-rolling hit rolls of 1 on everything. The main turret coming down at the Plague Burst Crawler, and the other 3 guns, the Melters and the Las Cannons, going into this fetid bloat drone here. He stayed still. What are you firing first?
Multi-melters.
Multi-melters first. So hitting on 4s because you stayed still.
3s.
3s because he's a tank commander, absolutely, yeah. And re-rolling 1s.
I'm going to command point this. No,
Okay.
I'm not actually. No,
No,
I'm not.
no, okay. Wounding on a 3. It doesn't wound.
No.
Las Cannon
Las Cannon.
hits on a 3. That's a hit. Wounds on a 3. Doesn't wound. So the sponsoon guns and bouncing off of the fetid bloat drone here. Now the Vanquisher battle cannon firing down at the mortar. What's this? Number of shots?
No,
or
hits.
Hits. 5 hits.
No, no, it hits like...
Oh,
yeah.
he hits.
He has 1 shot.
1 shot. Hits. Nice. Strength.
10.
Wounds on a 3. Does a wound. Strength 8, toughness 8, so it does wound. -3, so I need a 5-up demon save, which I make. But you get to fire twice because you stay still with a grinding advance roll. You hit again, wound on a 4. You wound, I need a 5-up, which I fail. And how much damage does this do? Vanquish a battle cannon.
Roll 2 dice, be the highest.
Okay. That's
5.
5 damage clipped off of this thing. Plague Burst Crawlers have 12 wounds, so it's down to 7 left. Not crippled yet. Now we have the Hellhound firing in. at the bloat drone here. Main gun firing away.
2d6.
2d6 shots.
I haven't your command point yet.
No, you haven't, not in the shooting phase. Okay, so that's 9 shots. Do you get your command point back, sir?
No.
No, you don't. You're actually down to 5 left. You've been spending them like toffee. But 9 shots coming in on the bloat drone. These are auto hits because it's a flamer. Strength 6, toughness 7, 5s to wound.
Pretty good.
And it's the AP value is AP -1, so 4 up save, and a 5 up disgustingly resilient, which will hit the floor. Okay, only take 1 wound. Right, so the only thing left to fire now is the artillery, using another stratagem, aerial spotter on one of the wyverns, so it can re-roll hit rolls, and it's coming down at this unit of poxwalkers here. 4d6 shots.
Nice.
This will be 19 hits, raining in around these poxwalkers, and hitting on 4s. Don't need line of sight with a wyvern, and you can re-roll to hit. Here's the re-roll. The aerial spotter calling in coordinates.
Nice.
That's pretty good. And it's strength 4 versus toughness 3, and it's a wyvern, so you re-roll wounds. Re-roll the hit, re-roll the wound. I like it. So 3s to wound with the re-roll as the shells explode around them. This is going to be painful. And there we go.
That was a hit.
Yep. So it's AP 0, but I don't have a save. I just have disgustingly resilient. In the end, it looks like this. The wyvern only killed 5 poxwalkers. They are disgusting, but they are also resilient. So now the second wyvern is also targeting the same unit because it can fire indirectly. 4d6 shots, and that's much worse. That's only 10 shots this time. You'll be hitting on 4s, but re-rolling 1s because the Cadian doctrine. Cadians can re-roll hit rolls of 1 if they stand still. So 4s to hit, and there's 1-1. Okay. So 7 hits. Wounding on 3s. Strength 4, toughness 3. Wounding on 3s. Rerolling the wound because it's a wyvern. So that was 6 wounds. I have 6 disgustingly resilience to make. And I make 3 of them. So 3 more die, leaving just 2 poxwalkers left in that unit. But remember, poxwalkers are mindless. They don't have to take any morale tests. Last thing left to fire, the Manticore can fire indirectly up and over the Chapel of St. Valentus down into this injured Plague Burst crawler here. How many shots, sir?
2d6. Double 6, come on. Good enough.
That's a 5 and a 3. So 8 hits coming in, hitting on 4s. And reroll 1s because you're Canadians. And you stayed still. That's pretty good. And they're strength 10, right?
Yeah.
Storm Eagle rockets. Strength 10, toughness 8, wounding on 3s. And you get 5 wounds. AP?
-2.
-2, so my 3 up becomes a 5 up. I have a 5 up demonic anyway. I make 2 of them. That's 3 go through. What's the damage?
D3 each.
D3 each. You could take it out. 3, 4, 5, 6. And it has 7 wounds. It's down to 1 wound left. And that's the end of turn 1 for the Cadian 7th, 71st. This Plague Burst Crawler is steaming on 1 wound left. Its time in this world is going to be very short, and the Plague Marines have been entirely wiped out. But the Cadians don't manage to achieve any of their orders. So that means I get the 2 points in this tactical objective. Tactical Gambit game, meaning it's 4 points to me. Tom gets first blood, so it's 4 points to 1 as we go to turn 2. Before drawing my cards, I told High Command that I'd score 2 objectives this term, and I've got Mission Critical Objective 1 is still in my hand. Domination, get every objective. Secure Objective 3 and Symbol of the Fly Lord. Score 3 objectives, no more, no less. So I need to definitely get 2 of these. Okay, here we are after the movement phase. I'm scoring Objective 3, which is this one down here, and I've achieved Symbol of the Fly Lord, which is get at least 3 objectives, which is 1, 2, 3 objectives. In fact, score 3 objectives, no more, no less. So I've got that objective, I've got Objective 3. Those are the 2 orders that I said I would do, and therefore that should be 2 more points to me. And here we are after the movement phase. This is the Rhino with the 2 units of 5 Plague Marines in still. That's the empty one which came zipping around this side. We had some advancing going on. The Poxwalker's advancing through all the way up the table. I'm not within an inch of that objective there, because if I was within an inch, I'd be scoring 4 objectives. And I've got to score 3, no more, no less. So this Plague Caster coming across here, that one coming across there. This unit of Plague Marines running through the doorway there. They did advance from here through the doorway. What I need to do is put down a lot of firepower into that meat shield in front of Pask, try and take him down, and then I can get rid of Pask. That's the plan in the center of the chapel, kill Pask, and then I haven't got a lot of assets left on the outside. These two guys are going to continue to chip away at the second in command up the table there. Let's move on to the psychic phase. Oh, we should also mention that I spent a command point, which you got back, well done, on Cloud of Flies, which you selected Death Guard infantry units, so I selected them, and now you can only shoot them if they're the closest enemy model. They count like a character. It's only one command point, but you can only pick on them if they're the closest enemy. And now I want to do Miasma of Pestilence one more time, this time putting it on the Poxwalkers. I need a 6. That passes. That's from this guy here, and now he's smiting. And it will hit the unit of troopers. That's a pass, D3. That's 1 dead infantry guardsman. So they're now -1 to hit. Now he'll do putrescent vitality, warp charge 6. That passes. So they're -1 to hit and +1 toughness. And then he smites, and the guardsmen are the closest unit. And that fails. I'm not going to command point it. Coming across to the heralds. They're both going to smite. Or shall I do, I can do that -1 toughness thingy bob. Yeah, I was thinking about dropping Pask from toughness 8 down to toughness 7, but there's no point in doing that with a shriveling pox from one of the heralds. No point in doing that because of all the guns that are going to be hitting him. I'm still going to be winning him on 5s anyway. So let's smite from the herald. Both heralds smiting will hit that unit of troops. And the first passes, D3 on the troops. That's 2 dead troopers. And the second smite passes, and another D3. That's 2 more dead. So psychic powers rippling through the chapel there. Taking from the back, Tom?
Yep.
And that's 5 left, right? That's
Yeah.
the end of the psychic phase. Let's shoot some guns. So the plasma pistol from the Noxious Blightbringer killed one of these guys. And now I'm going to open up with the Blight launchers into Pask. So I did advance. So I am hitting on 4s instead of 5s. This time I get 3 hits. Strength 6, toughness 8, so I need 5s to wound. 2 wounds at -2 on Pask. And you fail both of them. This does, Pask has got 7 wounds left, and this does 2d3 damage. D3 damage each. And I'm going to command point that. So that's 4 damage on Pask. Down to 4 wounds left. So this first Fetid Bloat drone is going to fire his Plague Spitters at Pask. I did advance, but it auto hits. It's an assault weapon. So 2d6 shots with it. 6 shots in total, or 6 hits in total. Strength 6, toughness 8. I need 5s. 1, 2, 3. And it's a -1 damage. So 3
wounds left.
Yeah, 3 4-ups. He's got
1
wound left. And now the one at the back, hopefully will clear him off. 2d6 shots, or hits, 9 hits. 9 hits, strength 6. It's a plague weapon, so I get to re-roll 1s. And I've done 1 wound at -1. He has 1 wound left. 1 4-up save. Which you Pask, steaming and smoking, he's still in it. Got 1 wound left. I rolled 3 1s there from the original shot, and it's a plague weapon, so I get to re-roll wound rolls of 1. Got to get this right. Nope. So the dice gods say no. At least we caught it then. Pask on 1 wound left. I don't know if there's any more guns I can bring to bear against him. Nothing else can see him except the indirect fire. So this Plague Burst Mortar will fire up and over at Pask, and then the rest of the guns from the Plague Burst Mortar going into the second in command tank commander there. So let's do the Plague Burst Mortar first. D6 shots is 3 shots. I hit on 4s. That's 1 hit, but I reroll 1s because of the Demon Prince. So that's 2 hits. Strength 8, Pask is toughness 8, so I need 4s to wound. 2 wounds at -2, sir. So 2 5-ups. And Pask goes boom.
Does it explode? No.
It doesn't explode. Is he your warlord?
No,
Or is
no,
Creed
no.
your warlord?
Creed's the warlord.
Yes, Creed. Interestingly, that's the first unit I've managed to kill in the entire guard army. I need to kill more if this game is going to go my way. I know it's 4 points to 1, but I'm not killing very much. Right, let's do the slugger down at the second in command. 4s to hit, 2 hit, strength 5, 1 wound at -1, so a 4-up. No, which you fail. And now the 2 entropy cannons, 4s to hit. They both hit, strength 8, toughness 8. 1 wound at -4 AP, so it burns straight through. This will do D6 damage. He's got 5 wounds left. Can I kill the second in command? Yes! Yes, I can. Does he blow up?
Yes, he does.
He does blow up. So this Plague Blast Caller takes out both of the tank commanders.
I'm going to command point that.
You're going to command point that too close to your lines.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I get it back?
Do you get it back?
No.
No, you don't, but at least he doesn't explode. Right, the second crawler, he's on 1 wound left, but he still hits on 5s. So I'll do the entropy guns and the slugger down at the Hellhound. The Plague Burst Mortar firing up and over at the Manticore that damaged me. A bit of revenge here for spite. You say for Cadia, I'm doing it for spite, for the Chaos Gods. That's 6 shots with the Plague Burst Mortar. I'm hitting on 5s.
Ooh.
It's only 2 hits. Oh, and I'm re-rolling 1s because of the demon. Okay, so 2 hits. Strength 8, toughness lower than 8, so 3s to wound. 2 wounds, sir. And it's -2, so 2 5-up saves, which you fail in both. And this is D3 damage a pop. That's a 1 and a 4 is 3 damage. Only 3 on the Manticore. Manticore's got 9 wounds left. Right, the slugger at the Hellhound. 3s to hit, 4s to hit, everything hit. And 5s to wound. 1 wound at -1. And that's a fail, so that actually worked. And then the 2 entropy cannons. I need 6s to hit, so 5s to hit, so they both hit. Strength 8, toughness 7. And so I'm wounding on 3s. And they both wound. It's -4 AP, so burns straight through. And this does 2d6 damage. They do a d6 each. Entropy cannons are nasty, that's 5 damage. And I've already spent a command point in the shooting phase, so I can't re-roll that. He took 6 damage in total. The firepower of the crawlers proving quite effective that turn, and that's the end of the shooting phase. As the smoke clears, 2 Lehman Russ battle tanks have gone. Now we're going to charge. Now we will charge. These are separate units, right? You've got a load of flamers in them.
Yes.
I'm going to charge him. There's no multi-melters, right?
In what, then?
That.
No, just heavy flames and demolish
Heavy
cannon.
flamers, right, okay. He will charge that demolisher, and this guy will try and charge those remaining troops there. So this drone came screaming forward, taking no wounds to the flashlights as he came charging in. The second one did take a wound as the flames wreathed around him, but they've both managed to engage in close combat. Then at the end of the fight phase, the bloke drones doing nothing to the units that they're engaged with, and the guardsmen and the tank doing nothing back again. Then we're on to morale, and you lost 6 in that squad there. Their leadership 7. Tom rolled a 3, so he's losing 2 more in that squad. So the sergeant manages to hold on to 1 fellow guardsman and tells him to stand firm and hold the line. And that's the end of turn 2 for the Death Guard. I've finally managed to take a few chunks out of the Cadian 7th, 71st, and I'm getting closer and closer to Creed, the enemy warlord. I achieved 2 of my objectives, so it's 6 points to the Death Guard, 1 point to the Imperial Guard. As we go on to Guard, turn 2. Tom declared that he would secure 1 order this turn, and he's got Scour the Skies, secure objective 4, 5, and assassinate. So long as he kills one of those bloat drones, or kills any one of my characters, he will get his point and not give up a point. As discussed, 4 and 5 are firmly held by the Death Guard at this point. Here we are after the Cadian's movement phase, and the Baneblade has finally breached it round the corner of the Chapel of St. Palentus. And look, those Plague Burst Mortars are in deep trouble. There's las cannons and the Baneblade cannon on here, and that's going to be a lot of damage coming that way. Plus there is a gap in the window. He can easily see through that wall and try and kill something with a fly keyword. Of course, that demolisher has fallen back out of combat, so he can shoot the one on the left. These two guardsmen, plucky heroes that they are, have fallen back, so he can shoot the one on the right if he needs to. Just kill one of these things for a point, or one of my characters. And the Ogrins came through the doorway as well. They are now in the chapel, and they are very, very angry after seeing Pask go boom. Also, I completely forgot to bring any of my reinforcements in, but Tom didn't. There's a unit of Scions down here, and if he can clear away some of the Nurglings, secure objective 5 is one of his objectives, so next turn he could potentially run onto it, and I would have to come back and deal with this with some of my guys. And if I did come back to try and help secure this with the Nurglings in later turns, if I came to try and support that objective, I'm going to have a Baneblade to deal with. So I'm not particularly enthusiastic about coming back here and saving those Nurglings. I think they might just have to die. Round the other side, the Hellhound's coming up to put some damage down. And the other unit of Scions have got out of that, or Scions have got out of that Taurox Prime and are on that rock. And they're ready to throw some firepower in as well. So some movement from the Guard. They are responding to the Death Guard aggression. The Tech Priest healed 2 wounds on the Manticore as well. It's back up to 11. And now we're going to go on to the shooting phase. Starting off the shooting phase, the Scions are firing into this bloat drone there. 2 melt guns are in range, hitting on 3s.
Oh.
And they didn't hit. Hot shotguns hitting on 3s. 1 hit, strength 3, toughness 7. Doesn't wound.
Terrible.
That is terrible. They did not manage to take down that target. So from that unit of Scions, now over to this unit of Scions. Are you overcharging?
Yeah, I think I'm overcharged.
I won't get disgustingly resilient if it's more than 1 damage. So plasma pistol, 2 plasma guns. What are you firing first?
I'll do all the plasma first.
Okay, so you have to roll this separately in case it overheats.
So Sergeant?
Yeah. He hits. He's good.
2 plasma guys?
Yeah. He's set for... Okay. You're in rapid fire range, mate. You're 9 inches away.
Oh.
So the first guy hits and then roll again for the second one. And he burns himself unless you want to spend a command point in your shooting phase.
No, I'll leave him.
No? So 4 hits in total, winning on 2s. And you get 4 wounds. 4 5-up demon saves. And I make 1. And then this does 2 damage each. And I don't get disgustingly resilient against damage that has more than 1. Basically, damage 1 you can take it. Damage 2 or higher, you don't get it on these guys. They're squishable. So that does 2 damage. That does 2 damage, killing a base. And that puts 2 wounds on this one. Then the hot shot lasgun comes through and puts another wound on an Nurgling base here. So that was a bit more successful. Back, up and over, trying to kill something with a fly keyword. The Demolisher cannon, the Demolisher Lehman Russ on the left didn't fall back. He can fire, and he's firing everything at this fetid bloat drone. What we doing?
Heavy flamers.
Flamers coming in. A wash of fire. That's 12 hits. 5s to wound, strength 5, toughness 7. And you get 2, just 2.
Wow.
It's -1, so 4 up. And I fail 1, 5 up, disgustingly resilient. And I fail 1. It goes down to 7 wounds remaining. Now the Demolisher battle cannon. D3 shots. That's 1 shot.
I'll leave that.
Yep, strength 10.
That's a hit.
That's a hit. Yeah, now you need to wound. And you don't wound.
I'm going to command point that.
Okay.
That's
And you
wound.
do wound. I need a 5-up demonic save. Which I make.
But do I get my command point back?
Do you get your man?
Yes, I do.
Yes, you do.
Now I'm going to shoot it again.
Oh yeah, main ton. Yes. Grinding advance. Yep.
3 shots.
3 shots this time.
Hits on a 4. 2 hits.
2 hits. Wounds on 3s. 2 wounds. Strength 10, toughness 7. That's good. That's much better. 2 5-up saves. And 1 gets through. Does d6 damage, right?
Yep. 3.
3 damage. I need 3 disgustingly resilience. And I make 2 of them. It's still got 6 wounds left. He's proving very hard to shove. Tom's had enough. The Manticore is now firing at this bloat drone. 2d6 shots. 7 shots. 4s to hit, re-rolling 1s because of Cadian.
Oh.
And that's still okay. No 1s, but 5 hits. Strength 10, toughness 7. 3s to wound.
All
All
wounds?
5 wound, and
Minus
it's
2.
so 5. So, no, I don't make any of them. And this does 5 d3 damage a time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 5 times d3. It's got 6 wounds left. That was 10 damage. I have 6 wounds, 10 disgustingly resilience to make. And I make 2, so you do kill it. It is finally dead. It blows up on a 4. And it doesn't. A cheer runs through the Cadian backline. They finally achieve one of their orders. High Command will be pleased. Now the Hellhound is going to spray liquid death amongst these Poxwalkers. 2d6 hits. That's 9 hits. The Inferno Cannon auto hit. Liquid Flame. Strength 6. Toughness 3. Wounds on 2s. And that's 7 wounds. 7 disgustingly resilience to make. Let's see how many burn. 5 of them just get burned alive. And then you've got a heavy flamer there as well, right?
You lost 4.
Did I?
Yeah.
4 of them burn. You've still got a heavy flamer. D6 shots with a heavy flamer. 4 more shots with a heavy flamer. 3 hits. 3 disgustingly resilience. And 3 more burn. Now also lighting up this flank, the Taurox Prime is firing the Gatling gun and the Stormbolter down at these Poxwalkers, trying to finish them off. It's also got some autocannons on the side there, long range, 48-inch range. And it can see that this Plague Burst Crawler is steaming on 1 wound left, and it's going to fire the guns down there. So, what we firing first?
20 shots.
20-shot Gatling gun.
Hit on 3s.
These are 3s to wound. I'm not in cover, so no AP, so it's just disgustingly resilient. I make 3 of them, 5 more get taken out. There's only 3 left now. And then you've got the Stormbolter, that's 2 shots at this range.
Mm-hmm.
Hitting on 3s and wounding on 3s. And a, thank you, 5 up. And I make it. 3 of them are left standing, looking around each other, thinking what the hell was going on there. And then 2 shots with the autocannon downstream at this Plague Burst Crawler.
Is it 4 shots?
4 shots, yeah, you're right, sorry.
Hit on 3s.
2 hits. Strength 7, toughness 8.
I can do this. Can't do this.
You can't do it. Look. Toughness 8 crawler. Too tough to take down there. Now Creed is ordering rapid fire twice. All of the guardsmen firing at this bloat drone here. This is 40 shots. And when the dust cleared, they did 1 wound to the drone. Just 1 wound. Now there's only a couple of things left to fire, the Wyverns and the Baneblade here. He used the aerial spotter stratagem 1 more time to re-roll to hit. And he's firing down at this unit of Poxwalkers here. So re-rolling the hit with the aerial spotter stratagem, re-rolling a wound because it's a Wyvern. But these have got Miasma of Pestilence on them, so you are hitting on 5s. See how many shots you get? And that's not a lot of shots. That's 8 shots. 5s to hit because of all the flies buzzing around them. And re-rolling a hit because the aerial spotter and the Valkyrie up ahead. So 4 hits. Strength 4, toughness 4 now because of, so it's 4s to wound because of the, you draw that one as well. Because
so
of
2 wounds.
Putrescent Vitality, that's what I was looking for. They're in cover, so they get 6 up, and then 5 up, disgustingly resilient. No, you did kill 2 of them.
Yeah, that cost 2 command points though.
Yeah, it did.
Mm.
And he's been humming and ahhing about it, but the second one is coming in at this Playburst Crawler. It's got 1 wound left. It is Strength 4 versus Toughness 8, but he really wants to take it down.
Better.
And that's a bit better. 12 shots, hitting on 4s. Iron from the sky, and that's not good at all. That was 4 hits.
Do I reroll 1s?
Just 4 hits. Rerolling 1s because you're Cadian, yeah. And still just 4 hits. Strength 4, toughness 8. This is the hard bit. Wounding on 6s. You can re-roll a wound because you're a wyvern.
All 2s?
1 wound. 1. You only need 1. It's only got 1 wound left. 3 up safe. And I make it. Last thing left to fire, the big, brutal Baneblade. Splitting fire all over the place. Small arms fire, heavy bolters coming into these Nurglings down here on objective 5. Las Cannon and Demolisher Cannon firing through the doorway into the bloat drone. One of the Las Cannons hitting the injured Plague Burst Crawler and the other guns into the full health Plague Burst Crawler. Picking on 4 separate targets here. Single shot las cannon coming in at the injured thing, hitting on a 4. And that's a hit. Wounds on a 3. That's a wound. I need a 5-up demon save. This is the only gun going against this Plague Burst Crawler, which I fail. And this does D6 damage, sir.
2.
2 damage. 2 disgusting the resilience of a 5-up. No. Does he blow up? It does not blow up, I think. Tell a lie. Plague Burst Crawlers blow up on F5, so I'm going to need to command point that. And he still definitely blows up, and it costs me a command point. And it does D3 mortal wounds to Fluffy. Fluffy takes a wound. He has a 4-up revoltingly resilient, which he makes. And D3 mortal wounds on that. Do you want to roll it?
Yeah, sure, I'll roll it. All right. No, you can roll it now.
5-up disgustingly resilient. No, so he gets wiped out. Doesn't hurt any of the units around him. In fact, I don't think it hurts Nurgle units anyway when these things go pop. But that las cannon, that was painful. Right, now the auto cannon coming in. How many shots? Was this shots? Just
no, hitting on 2
okay.
shots.
Hits on a 4.
It's 1 wound.
What's the AP of the
Minus
auto
1,
cannon?
2 damage.
4 up. Nope, 2 damage. So 2 disgustingly resilience on this thing.
Oh wow.
And I make them both. Okay.
Well, it doesn't really matter how much you do it with a Bane Blade Cannon.
Okay, hit me with the Baneblade cannon then. Boom.
3d6 shots.
10 shots, hitting on 4s. Pretty nice. And it's strength 9, toughness 8, so wounding on 3s. And in the end, you get 3 wounds, just 3 wounds. Minus
3.
Minus 3, so 3 demonic saves I need. I make 1, so that's 2 get through. D3 damage each?
Flat 3.
Flat 3 each, so that's 6 damage on him. Flat 3 each. Okay, so 6 disgustingly resilience. I make 1, I take 5 damage. They start off with 12, he's down to 7 left. And that was the only firepower you were firing down there. Baneblade Cannon didn't do enough to take it out. Now firing at the bloat drone, las cannon coming in. 4s to hit. And that's a hit. 3s to wound. That doesn't wound.
Did I spin a command point yet?
Yes, you did in the
Okay.
shooting phase. Demolish a cannon, D3 shots. 1 shot, hitting on A4.
Ugh.
Misses. So the bloat drone manages to get off scot-free, but now we have lots and lots of bolter fire coming in at these Nurglings. Then, surprisingly enough, 1 Nurglin base stands on no wounds left. That's the end of the Baneblade. So the Baneblade managed to take out one of the Plague Burst Crawlers and injure another one. But that's about it. And that is the end of the guard shooting phase. Now we're on to the charge phase. These guys getting in there. We'll do Overwatch in a second. Let's see how far you manage to go. The Bullgrins make it into close combat. One of them took 2 damage as they made its way in. They have Bullgrin Mauls. They got 3 attacks each, and the Boneheads got 4. So this is quite a lot of attacks coming in. They hit on 3s as well. Weapon skill 3.
Ugh.
And that's not good.
No.
Is that not good? It's strength plus 2 though, so it's strength 7, toughness 7. Sorry. So you're wounding on 4s.
4 wounds.
4 wounds. It's minus 1 AP, but each does 2 damage. These guys are quite frightening. So at minus 1, I need to make 4-up saves. And I fail 2, which means each does 2 damage. So that's 4 disgustingly resilience to make a 5-up. And I fail 3 of them. So I take 3 wounds. That could have been worse. The bloat drone strikes back. He's got 6 wounds remaining, so he still has 3 attacks. But he only hits on 4s. And I get 1 hit. Strength 6, toughness 5.
Mm-hmm.
So I wound on a 3. That's a wound. And a plague probe is minus 2, sir. You have a slab shield, so... no.
It's 1 dead.
That's 1 dead. It does D3 damage, but 1 is on 1 wound left. So actually killed 1. Bullgrins are leadership 8, so they stand firm, locking up that bloat drone. And that's the end of the guard. Turn 2. I have no morale test to make, even though I lost a ton of poxwalkers because they're mindless. They're just zombies. Curse of the walking pox. Stumbling forward and mumbling brains. And at the end of that turn, you did achieve 1 tactical objective, so you do get 1 point, which means it's 6 points to 2 in favour of the Death Guard. But this game is a long way from over. The Baneblade is still untouched, and I am losing assets at an alarming rate. Let's go on to Death Guard. Turn 3. 6 points to 2. I ditched domination, and here are my objectives. I told High Command that I could achieve 2. One more time. Mission critical objective. I need to score objective 1. Death March. Get 3 units with the infantry keyword wholly within my opponent's half of the table. That should be quite easy. With a bit of advancing, I should easily be able to get 3 units in that half. Overwhelming firepower. Kill something in the shooting phase and assassinate, kill a character. So it's not, I mean, that's an auto one, but the other 3 are a little bit more tricky this time. Here we are after the Death Guard movement phase. Just a quick addendum. At the end of the turn, I forgot to roll a leadership test for this unit of Nurglings, and they failed. So I spent a command point, and they still failed, so they've gone. Dropping my command point total down, which was a pain. But that's what Nurglings will do. They will giggle and run away. Now I need to score 2 things. Mission critical objective 1, which I'm doing. These Poxwalkers have moved forward, and an objective securing that objective. That's done. And then Death March, get at least 3 units with the infantry keyword in that half of the opponent's table, and I have, because he's got the infantry keyword, and we measured up, and it's about here. I've actually got 4 units wholly within my opponent's table half, so that is mission crit. Those are the 2 points. That'll get me 2 more points. And the bloat drone has jumped up and over, because there's that tech priest that keeps healing some stuff. And I intended to flame him, but I might flame the Manticore instead. I'm not sure. Plague Marines moving forward here as well. And round this side, both of the 2 units of 5-man Plague Marine squads have got out of the Rhinos. There's a plasma gun, 2 plasma gun in each squad, and a fist in each squad. And I'm thinking about charging that Hellhound. Charging the Hellhound would be absolute death, because it chucks out a lot of flames. Unless, of course, the Rhino rams it first. So the empty Rhino coming around to ram the Hellhound and disrupt its firepower. So my Plague Marines can punch it, and Fluffy, the Demon Prince, is moving forward. Reroll hit rolls of 1 for all of these units here. So I'm pretty strong on this side of the battle grid and racking up the points. However, the Baneblade is going to be untouched for turn after turn. And that might come back to bite me. We shall see. Tom has a potential to get this objective next turn and start racking up the points himself. This is a very interesting game. Anyway, let's go on to the smite phase. I've spent a command point to put Cloud of Flies on this unit of Plague Marines again, so they can't be targeted unless they're closest. Now this Plaguecaster will be casting. I'm going to do Putrescent Vitality on these guys here. Gives them +1 strength, +1 toughness. Warp charge value of 6. That passes. Pestilent Fallout, because it's a warp charge value of 7 or more, any enemy unit, the closest enemy unit within 7 inches after he casts this, takes a mortal wound. So they're taking a mortal wound. It's the first time I've ever remembered that. Thank you for all the commenters who told me again and again and again, don't forget Pestilent Fallout. So that was good. Remembered it for the first time. Did a free mortal wound, and now I'm smiting them. And that passes, and that's D3 mortal wounds. That's 2 mortal wounds, killing off 1 of them. And Pestilent Fallout, that's another one. Because it's a warp charge value of 7 or more, does another wound on 1 more. Oh. Right. Now I'm going to do that was Putrescent Vitality. Now do Miasma of Pestilence with this guy, which is -1 to hit those Death Guards. So even if they are the closest ones, it'll be -1 to hit them. And that passes and does another mortal wound on the Ogrins, and then smite the Ogrins. Passes, D3 mortal wounds, 2 more mortal wounds, killing off 1 or more Ogrin, putting 1 down to 1. 2 wounds. And we still haven't finished. This Herald, smiting the Ogrin. Passes, D3 mortal wounds, 2 mortal wounds. The Ogrins have been smited to death in the smite phase. And now finally, this one is... Do I want to do smite, or do I want to do something else? No, he might as well do smite as well. Mind you, I think smite is now going to hit the guardsman, right?
I think the Hellhound.
Yeah, if I can see it, it will hit the Hellhound. So I think I'm going to do that shriveling pox. So select a unit within 18 inches. Let's pick on the Manticore and drop its toughness down. And that fails. Right, onto the shooting phase. The fetid bloat drone into the... I don't want to hit that engine seer. I do want to hit the engine seer. Let's hit the engine seer. That'll only be 2 hits. Wounding on 2s, re-rolling 1s. 1 wound at -1.
So 4+.
And he takes a wound. Just 1 wound. Then what I'm going to do is fire all of these guys, the Plague Marines, the Malignant Plaguecasters, the Noxious Blightbringer, at that Layman Russ there.
This one?
Yes, that one. So far I did a wound with bot guns, spending Veterans of the Long War on these Plague Marines, so it's +1 to wound. Now I need to fire the Blight Launchers in at him. These are hitting on 3s, and I only get 1 hit. First time I spent Veterans, I only get 1 hit. Strength 6, toughness 8, should be wounding on a 5, but because of Veterans, it'll be wounding on a 4. And it wounds, and it's -2, so you get a 5 up, which you make anyway. Okay, so all of that firepower in the middle, just doing 1 wound to that Demolisher. Then over here to these Plague Marines. This unit firing everything it can at the Hellhound, and I'm overcharging my plasma guns because they're 10,000 years old and the coils are broken. So this is the one that the Sergeant's holding on to. 3s to hit. Re-rolling 1s because the Demon Print's there. 2 hits. And the other one, 3s to hit. They all hit. Strength 8 now, toughness
7.
So this will be wounding on 3s. And that's 2 wounds at 3 up. -3, sorry.
Oh, so 6 up.
Yep. Nope. And that does 4 damage. Right, it's got 1 wound left. Let's fire the bolt guns. 3s to hit. And 5s to wound. 2 wounds, 2 3-up saves. Which you make. So that unit doesn't kill it. Let's fire the second unit here. It's only got 1 wound left, but I have to overcharge my plasma guns because the cores are 10,000 years old. It's just what... It's narrative, they have to. 3s to hit. And this is the non-sergeant one, re-rolling that one. No. So in the end, only 3 hits. Strength 8, toughness 7. 1 wound, 1 6-up save. Nope, and it is a dead Hellhound.
But it explodes on a 4+.
Do they? Oh no.
I'm going to command point that.
Really? And flaming Promethean goes everywhere as the Hellhound goes boom. And when the smoke clears, 3 Plague Marines have died. That Rhino's taken 3 wounds as well. Big bada boom. Okay, the last thing left to fire, the Plague Burst Crawler. Mortar, one more time, up and over at that Manticore. Do I really want to hit the Manticore? Yes, yes I do. And then all the other guns are 36-inch range, out of range. So the only thing I'm in range of and can see is the Baneblade. So let's do that. So let's do the Sluggers at the Baneblade. Re-rolling 1s because of Fluffy. 1 hit. No wounds. And then the 2 Entropy Cannons at the Baneblade. Hitting on 4s because even though I'm degraded, I'm 1 above the degradation. He's I think it's at 6, then it starts to hurt him. He starts hitting on 5s. So he's still hitting on 4s. And that's 2 hits. And it's Strength 8 versus Toughness 8 Baneblade. And I failed to wound. It would have cut straight through your armour. And I haven't spent a command point in the shooting phase yet.
Yeah, but I still have 26 wounds, so...
Still got 26 wounds, so there's no point in doing it. You're absolutely right. So let's fire the Plague Burst Mortar up and over at the Manticore. How many shots? 3 shots. Hitting on 4s.
Oof.
And Strength 8. Wounding on 3s. 2 wounds at -2, sir. And that's 4 wounds. No, this is to wound now. D3 damage each. You fail the saves, D3 damage each. And that's 3 wounds. Only 3 wounds on him. And the annoying thing is, because that bloat drone broke out of combat, I cannot charge your tech marine, your tech priest there, so he can heal him 1 more time.
Mm-hmm.
He has the fly keyword, he can break out and shoot, but he can't charge. He's not a White Scar. And that's the end of my shooting phase. And I don't think there's any charges. I think I should charge. There's 2 Imperial Guardsmen left there, right?
Yes, they are.
In that squad. So I think the Poxwalkers are going to have to charge, because I have got overwhelming firepower. I have got these guys are up. Even if they get off of that objective, I have killed something in the shooting phase, the Hellhound. So I have scored my 2 objectives. So they don't need to stay on that objective. So they will charge those 2 remaining guardsmen there. No wounds taken on Overwatch, and that's a 9-inch charge. They go piling in. 10 Poxwalkers there, which is really annoying, because if there's more than 10, instead of hitting on 5s, they would hit on 4s. But as it stands, I'm hitting on 5s. However, I have got 20 attacks. 9 hits, strength 3, toughness 3. 4s to wound. I get 3 wounds. Just 3 wounds, sir. And you fail 2, so 2 die, and there's only 2 remaining. And because I killed 2 guardsmen in close combat with Curse of the Walking Pox, they turn into zombies, and that squad of 10 has gone back up to 12. And that's the end of my turn. I have to consolidate towards the closest enemy unit. Would love to consolidate into this, but it's not the closest they are. So I'm not consolidating into them. That will just give them 3 hits back. And that is the end of my turn 3. I've got 2 more points, because High Command gave me 4 orders. I said I could achieve 2, and I think I achieved 2 or 3 there. Definitely more than halfway up the table. Definitely got something with overwhelming firepower. So it is 8 points for the end of all things as they rampage through the chapel. 2 points to the Imperial Guard. But the Bane Blade is untouched. These Lehman Russ battle tanks can fire at full ballistic skill now, and I'm losing assets. I'm soon going to lose the last of my Plague Burst Crawlers there. That Bane Blade is not going to make the same mistake twice. I'm sure it's going to bring all guns to bear. So let's go on to Cadian's turn 3. Before Tom drew some cards, he had a look around the battle grid. He has objective 5 and Assassinate in his hand. Those are the 2 cards that he has. And if these Skarns get a 1-inch run when they advance, they'll be on objective 5. That's 1 point. And the Assassinate, the closest enemy model to the Bane Blade, which can see through that doorway, is my Malignant Plaguecaster. So he could call those 2 objectives straight away. So then he said, let's go for 3. So here's secure objective 5 and Assassinate, which he's definitely got. And then he drew Witch Hunter and defend objective 6. And that character that he wants to kill is a Psyker. He's going to get his 3 points, which means 8 points to 2 right now. He'll get it back to 8 points to 5. This game is not over yet. I don't even know where defend objective 6 is on the table. 6 is down here next to these Poxwalkers. Okay, let's go on to the movement phase. Here we are for the movement phase, claiming this objective here, and the Bane Blade standing still because it has the regimental keyword, Cadia, which means it will re-roll hit rolls of 1. And he can see through that doorway to that Malignant Plaguecaster there. So if he kills him, he's got Witch Hunter and Assassinate, and that'll be the 3 points he needs. Now, he also wants to kill this unit of Plague Marines, but he can't because they have Cloud of Flyers. They have to be the closest enemy unit. So he's moved this Demolisher Lehman Russ forward to take shots at them, so long as the other fire in the backfield clears away the Poxwalkers first. And then over here, let's get Scion's moving forward, and yeah, some firepower will be coming down this side of the chapel as well. So some cagey movement from the 7th 71st Regiment of the Cadians. Will they be able to achieve 3 orders this turn? Let's find out in the shooting phase. Right, opening up the shooting phase, Creed yells first rank fire, second rank fire into this unit of guardsmen right in front of them. And 7 Poxwalkers just go pop. Then the Wyvern levels its guns down flat and also fires at the Poxwalkers. And with shells raining around them and the heavy bolter opening up, those Poxwalkers have been turned to paste. Now the next Wyvern firing up and over the chapel, coming down to these 2 units of Plague Marines here. Number of shots, that's pretty good.
14.
4s to hit, re-rolling 1s because of Canadian doctrine. And then it's strength 4, toughness 5, so you're going to need 5s to wound, but you do get the re-roll because
Manticores.
It's a Wyvern.
Wyverns.
And that's pretty good already.
Yeah.
That's 5 wounds so far. With the re-roll, that was 6 wounds, 6 3-up saves, and disgustingly resilient. And they are disgustingly resilient. No casualties taken. Next up, the flamers are out of range for this thing here, for this Lehman Russ. So it's putting its demolisher cannon into the fetid bloat drone. D3 shots. 3 shots. 4s to hit. Rerolling 1s. And 3s to wound. That's a wound. 5 up and done. Fail at D6 damage. 3 damage, 3 disgustingly resilient. I make 1. It's got 5 wounds left, and you can do it again because of grinding advance.
3 shots again?
Yep. 4s, 2 hits, wounding on 3s.
Nothing.
No wounds, just takes 1 wound from a demolisher shell. Fired twice. Demolisher failed to do it. Now the Manticore firing danger close. 2d6 shots with its rockets.
Oh.
Only 3 shots.
No.
4s to hit, rerolling 1s.
2 hits?
2 hits, 3s to wound.
2 wounds?
2 wounds, 2 demonic saves.
Oh.
I make them both. Firepower raining around that bloat drone, doing no damage at all. Alright, now going across to this demolisher here. Now, this unit is the closest unit it can see. There is a unit of poxwalkers down there, but it can't see, so Cloud of Flies doesn't come into effect. It's firing all of its guns down at this unit of Plague Marines. It is -1 to hit, though, because of the Miasma of Pestilence I cast last turn. So D6 shots, because it's more than 5. Demolish Cannon doing D6 shots if there's more than 5 in a unit. So
5s then.
5s to hit, yeah. Rerolling 1s.
I moved.
You moved, yep, you're right. And it does wound. It's minus what?
It is -3.
-3, I'm going to ruin. And I save it. And
Oh,
you do
no.
it again with grinding advance. 5
shots
more
again.
shots. 5s to hit.
Ooh, that's
3
nice.
hits this time. 2s to wound. 2 wounds.
Oh, come on.
And I save them. You're going to have to burn them out with the flamers. You've got 3 flamers there. They're all auto-hitting at this range. So 3 times 6 shots.
Come on, 666.
So 10 hits with the flamers, but with putrescent vitality. This is strength 5 versus toughness 6. So you're only wounding on 5s, and that's 2 wounds. And that's 2 auto wounds. It's -1 to their save, but they're in a ruin, so they get 3 up. Which I fail 1, and disgustingly resilient, which I pass, and all that firepower does nothing, I'm afraid, to those Plague Marines. They are resilient.
Mm.
Then over here, the Scions firing down at the Rhino. Didn't do anything to it. And now we've got the Thorax putting all of its firepower into this unit of 2 Plague Marines. Trying to kill something this turn, anything this turn, other than just a unit of Poxwalkers. And the firepower is enough, just enough, to take out those last 2 Plague Marines there. Now the question is Baneblade. Does he put everything into the Malignant Plaguecaster to guarantee Assassinate and Witch Hunter and 3 points? Or would you divert some of the firepower down into this Plague Burst Crawler? I'm not so sure. I mean, if it was me, I know what the Dice Gods are like. I would put all the Lascans, all the Demolisher Cannons, all the Heavy Bolters into that. He is in ruin as well. He is getting +1 to his cover save. What are you thinking, Tom? Oh, you're thinking...
I reckon I'm going to take the risk
Oh.
and put the turret gun
Yeah.
into that and everything else into him.
Coaxial and Baneblade Cannon down into the tank. Lascannons, Demolisher Cannons into him.
Yeah.
Well, good luck. I hope the Emperor is on your side, because if you don't kill him, you'll be giving me 3 points, and this game will be all but over.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, 2 Lascannons, hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s, you stayed still. And you've got the Cadian Regiment Doctrine, and that's a hit, that's a 5, that's a hit in my house. And that is a wound. Right, it's -3, I'm in a ruin, so I've got a 2 up, which is now a 5 up. And I fail it. D6 damage, he's only got 4 wounds. 2.
I'm going to command point that.
Okay. 5. 5. Do you get your command point back while we're here?
Yes.
Yes, you do. Okay. I need 5 disgustingly resilience. I've got 4 wounds. He's got 1 wound left. Now you've got the Demolisher Cannon.
Demolisher Cannon.
Demolisher Cannon. Number of shots. 1 shot.
Reroll.
Rerolling 1s.
No.
Misses. And now you've got 18 heavy bolters, because twin bolter, twin bolter, twin bolter. 18 heavy bolters. And if you don't do this, it's game over. 18 shots, hidden on 4s.
Rerolling 1s and there's
Rerolling 1s.
no 1s.
No 1s. 9 hits, strength 5, toughness 5. How much you get? How much you get?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5. It's -1 because it's a heavy bolter. I'm in a ruin, so it's +1. So my 3-up stays a 3-up. I failed 2. I need to make 2 disgustingly resilience to deny you 3 points. Is Horus by my side, or do you walk with the Emperor? You walk with the Emperor, my friend. The malignant Plaguecaster is destroyed. Okay, just 1 dice roll in it. You just did it with 1 dice roll. Can't believe that happened. Okay, Baneblade Cannon, firing down there. 3d6 shots.
Yeah.
That's not so great.
No.
7 shots. Hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s. And re-roll those 2 1s.
Okay, that's 2 hits.
2 hits. Strength 9, toughness 8.
2 wounds.
2 wounds. I've got 7 left just looking over there. And this does a flat 3 damage each time. It won't kill me. So 2 5-up demonic saves. I make 1 and then 3 disgustingly resilience. No, takes 3 wounds. Coaxial cannon.
Okay. So that's
1 hit.
1 hit.
And no wounds. That's 4 wounds left. There was a las pistol. Some small arms fire going off there in the background.
Tech
And
Marine
that's
shooting
it. Tech Marine?
Yeah. I'm going to charge now with a Tech Marine, I think.
Really? You're gonna...
You'll overflow me to death, won't you?
It's a lot of Overwatch there. 2d6 auto hit, strength 6, -1 AP.
I'm going to charge you with the Guardsman.
Okay. 6 guardsmen die to the flames, the plague spewer, as they go charging in. But the Tech Marine is in as well as the guardsmen, trying to take out that bloat drone. Let's go on to the fight phase. Tech Priest striking first, hitting on 5s with this servo armor.
Of course.
And that's a hit. And this is strength times 2, so strength 6, toughness 7. You need a 5 again.
I'm strength 8.
Are you?
It's times 2.
Oh, excellent. Wounding on a 3 then. And that's a wound. -2. 5-up demon save, which I fail. How much damage does it do?
3.
3 damage. 3 disgustingly resilience. That kind of worked. You take 2 wounds off of him. He's got 3 left, and then you can hit me with the axe.
Yep.
So hit on a 4 with an axe. And wounding on a 5 with the axe. Doesn't wound. And now you have the guardsman.
It's 3 hits.
Guardsman hit 3 times. Wound on 6s.
No.
And don't wound. And now I will strike back. I'm gonna hit the guardsman because they're probably gonna get stung in morale, as 4 of them died to flames coming in. 6 of them died to flames coming in. At 3 wounds, the drone has 2 attacks left. He hits on 4s, and they both hit. He's only strength 5 now though, so he will wound on 3s. And they both wound. It is -2. So 2 more guardsmen die. So you lost 8 guardsmen and your only leadership 7. Then in the morale phase, the remaining 2 guardsmen flee the field, and that is the end of turn 3. You score all 3 of your objectives, making it 8 points to 5. The Cadians are making a comeback here. Let's go on to Death Guard, turn 4. One more time, I told High Command that I will achieve 2 orders. I've got mission critical objectives, secure objective 1, still haven't got that. And secure objective 1, and this is right next to my Plague Marines. I can get those 2 objectives I told High Command. Assassinate, kill a character, big game hunter, kill one of those vehicles. It's the end of the movement phase. Operation Keep Away from the Baneblade continues. I need to score objective 1 twice. There's objective 1, so those are the 2 more orders. It's 8 points to 5. At the end of this turn, it'll be 10 points to 5, but the Imperial Guard still have a couple of turns to get points back, and I'm running out of assets. He's not going to be there next turn, let's put it that way. And I need to, if I move him, he's in on 5s right now because he's so crippled, and if I move him, he'll be hitting on 6s because all the guns are heavy. So I'm keeping him still because I can actually hit something with him this turn, the Torx Prime. And the rest of the units just moving up and moving around. That's about it. Smite phase coming up. Cloud of Flies one more time on the Plague Marines so they can't get shot at if they're the closest enemy unit, and the Noxious Blightbringers further, the Malignant Plague Clusters further. He's making his way up for Creed. Anyway, let's smite with this Malignant. Let's do Miasma of Pestilence -1 to hit them just in case something does come round in range. Need a 6. And that fails. So let's do Smite And that passes. That's D3 mortal wounds on that Layman Russ battle tank. So that'll be 3 mortal wounds, and with Pestilent Fallout, I got more than a 7. That's 4 mortal wounds on that Layman Russ battle tank. That's nasty. And then smite with this herald and smite with that herald. Smite with the first herald. That is a success, D3. That's 2 more on the label Russ. And smite with the second herald. That's a success, and D3. That's 3 more on the Layman Russ. 5 more mortal wounds on that label Russ. Knocking it all the way down to 2, right? Bloat drone into Krieg. How many auto hits with the plague spears? 4. I'm wounding on 3s now, however, and re-rolling 1s. There's no 1s. That's 3 wounds at -1 on Krieg. 5 up saves. He only takes a wound. He's made of tough stuff. And then let's put all the other guns into that injured Layman Russ. Plague Marines did nothing with the Blight launchers, so I'm going to overcharge the plasma pistol from the noxious Blightbringer. Try and kill that Layman Russ battle tank. Hitting on a 3, that's a hit. Strength 8, doesn't wound. Nothing happening in the centre apart from wounding Creed. Now these unit of Plague Marines firing up at these Scions that decided to stand on a rock face there and paint a target on their chest. So both Rhinos and the Plague Marines firing in at the Scions. 2 of them are left. I had to spend a command point to stop overcharging one of my guns, or burning myself when I overcharge one of my guns. Now this thing, the Plague Burst Crawler, is going to take on that Scion there, that Torix Prime. 5s to hit. They both hit. Strength 8, toughness 6 or 7, or 5. Basically it's lower than 8. 3s to wound. They both
toughness 6.
Wound. So strength 8, toughness 6, they're both wounded. -4 AP, you don't get a save.
Yeah.
It's 2d6 damage, entropy cannons. D6 each.
Oh, I'm down to 1 wound.
9 damage. 1 wound left.
Down to 1 wound.
Now let's hit you with a Plague Burst Mortar. Number of shots. 4 shots. Hitting on 5s. 1 hit. Strength 8. 1 wound at -2.
Pass.
Which you pass. Okay, I'm going to have to hit you with a Slugger then on top here. 5s to hit. Nothing. Okay, so you're down to 1 wound, and that's all the firepower from this side that I can bring to bear. Basically, I killed 3 Scions and put the Dorix down to 1 wound, and that's it. And around the centre...
You also neutered the Russ.
Yes, but I don't want to charge him because he's got lots and lots of flamers. Instead, I'm happy with that. And I can't charge here with the bloat drone because I broke out of combat. I'd love to charge Creed, he's right in front of me, but that's it for my turn. Not as much damage as I hoped, but I do get 2 more command points for securing objective 1 twice. The Baneblade is still untouched. We're going on to guard turn 4. It's 10 points to 5. They need to come back. They need to keep coming back. They got some points back last turn, but how many can they get this turn? Tom told High Command that he would take 2 objectives. Secure objective 1, which my Plague Marines are. Objective securing is going to be tough. And make sure there's no Death Guard close to the centre. Going to be tough. Can't do them. Needs to get 2 points. Hammer of the Emperor. Kill a unit that's currently controlling an objective. I've got 3 Poxwalkers sat on an objective. If he kills them, he gets that one. And Death from Afar, that's kill something in my deployment zone from a unit that's wholly within his deployment zone. He's got Manticore back down. He can do that.
Anti-Wyverns, just in case.
Anti-Wyverns, yeah. Here we are after the Cadian movement phase. Here's a unit controlling an objective. If he clears them off, that will be Hammer of the Emperor. Death from Afar, where he's got the Manticore and the Wyverns in his deployment zone. And if he kills this Plague Burst Crawler in my deployment zone, then that's his 2 objectives that he said that he would told High Command that he would achieve. Those are the 2 things he needs to do, and that will be 2 points. Yes, I've got Cloud of Flies on this unit of Plague Marines, so they can't be targeted unless they're the closest unit. But they are the closest unit to the Baneblade, so the Baneblade can fire through. Got Miasma of Pestilence on them again though, so it will be -1 to hit, but they are currently controlling an objective as well. And that's a lot of firepower. Scions are moving up to give support back here as well. So standing still, some movement around. Creed has gone back behind the Demolisher here. He's hoping to put enough shots into this bloat drone to take it out. Opening up the shooting phase, the Scions took a wound off the Plague Burst Crawler, and now the Manticore is firing up and over the Chapel of St. Polentus, trying to destroy it to achieve this order. Number of shots coming in from the rockets.
Command point this.
Last command point. 7. Do you get it back? Creed is still alive.
Yes.
Okay, so you're still on 1 command point, 7 shots coming in. 7 shots, hitting on 4s, and re-rolling 1s.
No ones?
There's a 1.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's pretty good. Wounding on 3s, so it's 10. 3 wounds. I need 3 5-up demon saves. And I make 2 of them. 1 of them, sorry. So this is 2d3 damage, right?
Yep. 6.
6 damage. 6 disgustingly resilience. I have 3 wounds left for the Dark Gods. No, the Dark Gods. I make 3 of them, but fail 3. It will blow up on a 5-up. It doesn't blow up, and that's 1 of your orders achieved, sir. Right, now the Turok's Prime, trying to take out this Poxwalker's 20 shots with the Gatling gun. Hitting on 5s because it's so wounded.
So it's 1,
Does it have the
2,
regiment
3,
keyword as
4.
well?
No.
No, okay.
So it's 5 hits.
Yep, wounding on 3s. That many
4s.
wounds. And disgustingly resilient. Oh, we don't have to do. They're dead. They're dead. You didn't have to do the autocannon fire. There was only 3 left. You've achieved both of your orders. You will get 2 points. It will be 10 points to 7. Now, how much more damage can you inflict? Then Melters fired into the Rhino. No damage inflicted. Then the Layman Russ firing at this blow drone. The Flamers take it down to 1 wound remaining. Now the Demolisher Cannon coming in. Hitting how many shots?
3.
3 shots. Okay, 4s to hit.
Rerolling 1s.
Rerolling 1s. 3s to wound.
1 wound.
1 wound. 5 up. No, and this does D6 damage.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 disgustingly resilient, so I have 1 wound left. The bloat drone is gone.
Does he blow up?
Okay, I'm going to spend a command point for Putrid Explosion. It'll do 1 mortal wound to everything within 7 inches. Creed, we just measured up as out of range, but it'll be 1 wound on this Russ, 1 wound on this Russ, 1 wound on the Tech Priest, 1 wound on the Manticore, 1 wound on the Wyvern, and it will hurt my own dude as well, who has a disgustingly resilient. And he will take a wound as well, the Noxious Blightbringer, but he is dead. But the opportunity to do 5 wounds back again, I'll buy that for $1. So the Putrid Detonation, causing mortal wounds to a lot of units around, and now this Layman Russ, he'd love to fire at the Plague Marines, but he can't because they're not the closest enemy unit, so instead all guns going into this Malignant Plaguecaster. And when the smoke clears, the Plaguecaster's still alive, with 2 wounds left. And now the Wyvern number 1, firing all of its guns in at the Noxious Blightbringer. And the first Wyvern did no damage. He's getting a 2-up save right now. These things are AP dash, so his 3-up becomes a 2-up because he's in a crater. The second one now, firing everything at him. The second Wyvern causing no damage as well. This Noxious Blightbringer is just walking through fire. We've got the Manticore and this Tech Priest left to fire.
No, the Manticore's shot.
And, oh yeah, it did fire, up and over, you're right. We've just got the Tech Priest and the Baneblade now. So the Tech Priest fails to hurt the Noxious Blightbringer, and now the Baneblade firing one more time, angling his guns through that doorway there, is putting all of his firepower into these Plague Marines. It's going to be -1 to hit them. They are the closest unit, so Cloud of Flies doesn't come into effect. They are in a terrain. I don't know how this will go. When the smoke clears, 3 Plague Marines left standing. We did the morale test and they passed. And that's the end of Imperial Guard turn 4. This Cloud of Flies keeping me mainly safe here, and Miasma Pestilence proving to be a very big boon. But my long-range Dakar in the backfield is gone. When we look across the battlefield, there's Fluffy and some Plague Marines, some other guys here, and that's it. And it's only going on turn 5 now?
Turn 5, yeah.
Turn 5 now. So I'm running out of assets, but it is 10 points to 7. 10 points to 7. The Manticore is all out of rockets now. The Wyverns don't run out of rockets. Will the end of all things be able to complete this mission and desecrate this chapel, or will the Cadians continue to pull back? It's gone to Death Guard, turn 5. So one more time I told High Command that I will score 2 objectives. I've got to kill a character, kill a vehicle, get objective 2, which is way out of the way. That isn't going to happen, but there is a Layman Russ on 1 wound left. I could do that and get behind enemy lines, get in the enemy deployment zone. I could do these 2 to get me 2 points. And then I suddenly remembered the Brothers Grimm. They got caught in the teleportarium. I didn't deploy them in turn 3. They've stayed off this battle grid all game. What a rookie mistake. It's still 10 points to 7. Can I win this without the Brothers Grimm? Let's find out. Here we are after the Death Guard movement phase. The Noxious Blightbringer is wholly within the enemy deployment zone. That's one of my objectives. Layman Russ on 1 wound left for Big Game Hunter. Smite him to death. That's another objective. There is a Malignant Playcaster there, a Herald there. He's the closest enemy unit. The other Herald ran across to the other side of the battle grid to put him between the Bane Blade and my Plague Marines, and I've cast or spending a command point for Cloud of Flies 1 more time so they cannot be targeted unless they're the closest enemy unit. And that's all that's happening in the center. Lots of shuffling around, and that Cloud of Flies really coming into effect this turn. In the meantime, the other unit of Plague Marines are coming around the edge as well. There's another Layman Russ, there's these Scions. Demon Prince is making his way up the table as well. Malignant Playcaster, casting Smite, and that fails. And now I'm going to do Cloud of Flies on, Miasma Pestilence on him, so -1 to hit him. And that passes. -1 to hit the Noxious Blightbringer. Now that Herald needs to cast Smite. I've only got 1 command point left. And that passes. You can't deny D3 mortal wounds. That is a dead Layman Russ. Does it blow up, sir?
It does. No.
It does not. So that is Big Game Hunter, and that is behind enemy lines. That will be 2 more points. In the shooting phase, the 2 Rhinos cleared away the Scions that were there, and the unit of Plague Marines took out the Torax Prime. Nice, simple, straightforward. And then the remaining shots in the middle of the battle grid, a couple of Blight launchers came in at this Layman Russ battle tank and took a couple more wounds off of it. Now the Rhino's going to charge him so to shut him down so he can't shoot me back when it comes to the Imperial Guard shooting phase. Then the Rhino got into combat, took 2 wounds as he did so as he drove through a wall of flame. And that's the end of Death Guard, turn 5. I scored 2 more points, making it 12 points to 7 as we go into Cadians, turn 5. At 12 points to 7, plus behind enemy lines for the Cadians, plus behind enemy lines for me, is 13 points to 8, 5 points in the lead. Tom needed to score 5 points this turn, needed to go big to get as many points as he could, so he declared 3. And his orders were to secure Objective 1, Domination, Supremacy, and defend Objective 5, and he could not score any of these, which means he'll be giving up 3 points at the end of this turn. Which means the game is over. The Cadians concede and retreat from the battle grid. This is the way the world ends. So the end of all things are victorious. They managed to desecrate the chapel of St. Palentus, the Star Weaver, and the Cadians, even though the Baneblade is untouched and raining firepower down and down and down, the rest of the battle grid, the rest of the army needs to pull back, needs to pull away. The Manticore is out of missiles. This thing can no longer fire. As we look upon the lines, there's no foot soldiers either, just a Tech Priest Engineer and a couple of Wyverns. So the only real battle-effective troops he had this turn was these things here. It turned out that this large line sight block and terrain piece in the middle of the table turned out to be very advantageous for me. Another thing that happened was if you get a lead in this game, we were just talking about it afterwards, if you get a lead in Tactical Gambit, then it's really hard to pull back from it. In normal Maelstrom games, you can get D3 points or 2 D3 points, but in games of Tactical Gambit, you're either scoring 1, 2, 3 or 4, and that's it. And I solidly said 2 a turn, every turn, and pushed forward and made sure I tried to cover as many objectives as I could to guarantee the 2 points. I think the thing with this game is to try and stay as safe as you can wherever possible. And the other thing that really helped me in this game was Death Guard are just so disgustingly resilient. Because everything's got disgustingly resilient, a third of all shots that come against them they managed to repel, they managed to save. Even shots from the Baneblade here. So anyway, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that game. This battle mat is brought to you by GameMat.eu. I think this is the Wastelands one. I want to thank all my patrons for supporting me. This Death Guard army wouldn't exist without the patrons supporting me. So if you want to support me, you can go to Patreon, check out Winter's SEO on Patreon to support me there. There's also the Discord chat group you'll get access to. So if you want to chat to me or to other Winter supporters, it's quite a lively chat group actually. I really enjoy talking to the guys and all the pictures and all the stuff going on in that group. Thank you to Tom one more time.
Cadia has fallen.
Cadia did fall, but I'm sure the Imperium will take it back at some point.
But at least Creed didn't die this time.
No, Creed didn't die. And where is Cal? Who knows where
He's hiding
Cal
behind
is?
a tank.
Anyway, thank you everyone for watching. Happy wargaming.